Forget about sports cars for a while, because Porsche's best-selling model is actually an SUV, but then it's not too surprising really, because the Cayenne offers all the firm's brand values only in a family-friendly package. For instance, here in the back, there's plenty of room for 3 people. You've got massive footwells, acres of knee and headroom, plus you can slide the chairs forward to increase the already massive boot space, and if you don't go for a spare wheel, there's a large underfloor compartment. Or slide them backwards for more knee room. You can recline them, there you go, if you fancy a snooze or if you fancy a drink. In the centre armrest, there's a couple of handy cup holders. There's some decent practicality here in the front too, especially for a Porsche. For instance, the glove box, it's quite large, it can hold a big bottle, and there's room for one there in the side door bin as well. We've got a couple of cup holders there for good measure, and a usable central cubby. Equipment is pretty generous as well. You get climate control, cruise control, and leather electrically operated seats. I could play with these all day. There's lots of adjustment in them, and no matter how much you mess around, they should never break because it's a Porsche. However, the thing that really stands out most about this car is just the sheer quality of this wonderful cabin. The design is similar to that in the Panamera, and it feels just as expensive too. And despite the raised driving position, there are plenty of sporty details which convince you that this is a proper Porsche. You can get the Cayenne with a range of powerful engines, all of which come mated to very slick 8-speed automatic gearbox. You can also get a hybrid model. However, the best bet for most people will be the V6 diesel in this car, because you can do 0 to 62 in 7.6 seconds. It will return a fairly reasonable 39 miles per gallon, which isn't too bad considering that this thing weighs about 2 tons. Yeah, despite the car's obvious bulk and the fact that you've got that great raised driving position, which allows you to look down on mere mortals in their hatchbacks, the Cayenne handles very well. In fact, it handles about as well as you can expect an SUV to. There's plenty of grip, there's hardly any body roll in the corners, and the steering, well, as you'd expect from a Porsche, it's nice and sharp. But while the Cayenne can pretty much keep up with a sports car on a twisty B road, it'll also take the strain out of a boring slog up the motorway, because it's got good high-speed ride, it's very quiet and refined inside, and it's got a beautiful kind of poised, unflappable stability which gives you lots of confidence. And then there's the fact that if you really want to go off-road, it can do that as well, although do you really want to get your shiny Porsche all muddy? Nah, of course you don't. However, all cars have their downsides, and the Cayenne is no exception. For instance, unlike with a BMW X5, you can't get a 7-seat version, and when you fold down the rear seats, they don't lie completely flat, which can be a pain when carrying larger items. Finally, we need to talk about the cost, because the Cayenne is pretty expensive, and then Porsche will try and rinse you out on the options list as well. For instance, if you want that satellite navigation system, you're talking over £2,000. The adjustable air suspension, which I highly recommend, that's £2,380. And if you want Bluetooth mobile phone connectivity, that's 500 quid. But thanks to its desirable badge, solid build quality and impressive driving dynamics, the Cayenne will hold its value well come resale time. So in that respect, it's just like every other Porsche then.